What is going on, guys? And apparently my lights are not working, but that's okay. I'll just turn it on for a third time. In any case, hope you guys are having a great day. Welcome back to Driveway Demons. If it's your first time, be sure to subscribe, tap the bell. You guys know the drill. How is everybody doing? What's up, Social, Anthony, Miles, Mopar Randy, Jeep Chick, Drew? What is going on, guys? So today I have a very interesting video. You might ask yourself, how in God's green earth am I going to get my dream car for free and make money while doing it? Well, that's the $1 million question, is it not? Is that not the $1 million question? Well, let me tell you what. The honest truth is, they don't teach you the right way in school. This is something that I've been really thinking about doing for the longest time. And you know, I held back from doing it for a while, but here we go. I'm going to dive right into this. I had some background music going on, and for whatever reason, it's not playing. I don't know why. It's weird how you guys can't. Every time I go live, there's always a problem, and it's always with YouTube. Always an issue. Here's what I really want to talk about. I want to dive right in, tell you guys how to get your dream car, not only for free, but make money while doing it. So the question is, how do we do this? That's the $1 million question. In school, they teach you to get a job right out of high school, go to college, go into debt, and then you're paying debt forever. And what you're doing at this point is saving money. And on top of saving money, you are taking that money, putting it into cars, rent, and your student loans, trying to survive. And finally, when you pay off your student debt, you end up getting a completely different career path, because by the time you excel and pay off that student debt for whatever it may be, more than 60% of college students, I forget the exact number, it's like 56 or 64, something like that, but it's like 50 or 60% of college students end up taking a different career path, and they're in debt more than $100,000. They've been teaching you this stuff incorrectly. There's a reason why the rich stay rich, the poor stay poor, and very few people cross that line. Some people do realize these mistakes in time and they do correct them, but by then you're in your 50s or 60s. I learned these things in my 30s, which is still pretty late, but it's never really too late, so to speak. And the problem is the mindset. Money is useless, all right? We got this, right? Money is useless. It serves no purpose unless you can use it as a tool. If you're taking money and you're spending it daily, useless. It's keeping you alive, but it's essentially useless. It's just you're trading it for stuff. It's not really a tool. It's more temporary. If you're saving as you get older in life, you're just going to retire and blow your savings, and you're going to get old and eventually die, and it means nothing, and it's, again, useless. You got to use money the way it's meant to be used. That's a tool. Money is an investment. So I'm going to show you guys how much money you're wasting buying your car and how you could be better fit to make money for free and get your car for free. And I know that may sound pretty ironically idiotic, that you're going to be able to get a car for free and then make money while doing it. The reality is, right now, you go into debt for a house, then you borrow against the house, go in more debt, borrow for a car, go in more debt, and the government and the banks own you. However, with this plan, which I have done for myself, and it's working very well, might I add, the banks owe me money. The banks are borrowing my money. The banks owe me interest. And I am loaning out my money, and they are borrowing from me. And I'm going to show you guys how you can convert your money that you'd be spending on a car to make money to get your car for free. And it may sound pretty stupid, but I'm going to show you how it's done. All right, let me show you right now. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag, and I'm going to show you what all the rich people don't want you to know. I'm going to show you what 3 years of my education in, post high school, college, electoral credits, and what over 12 years of my financial advisor's college and experience combined with probably over 20 years of financial investment experience will get you. And I'm going to give it all to you right now. And this is the truth. I'm going to pull it all up, show you guys exactly what we're dealing with here. Okay, so first off, let's take a look at a car that you might want to buy, all right? You love the Hellcat, right? We're going to use a Hellcat as an example. So we're looking at this Hellcat, and for God knows whatever reason, none of it wants to load again. So we're just going to reload this shit. We're just going to start over because for whatever fucking reason, this shit never wants to load. All right. So we're going to build ourselves a Hellcat, give ourselves some wheels. We're going to add some red, accents here or there, black exhaust tips, whatever. We're going to go red interior. We're going to make it look good. We're going to add the red seat belt. We're going to have the Harman Kardon stereo system. We're going to do this the way most people would normally do it. All right. So here we go. $97,000. Okay. Most people are going to put down $15,000. All right. Let's go ahead and put $15,000 down. It's about the average down payment. You're going to be paying $1,600 a month, right? The car, remember this, very important, $97,223, but you're going to put $15,000 down. $1,600 a month is your payment. Let's bust out the calculator, okay? You're doing this for 60 months at 6% APR. And by the way, good luck getting 6% APR unless your credit's over 700. So you're probably going to get 12%, which is going to be significantly more. We're going to do 6%, which is like extremely hard to get right now. Okay, at $1,608 a month. You times that by 60 months, which is 5 years, $96,000. Wait a minute. $82,000 is what you owe with your down payment. Well, newsflash, that's interest, buddy. You just threw $14,000 into the shitter. So $96,000 is what you just spent on that loan, plus your $15,000 down payment. By the time you're all said and done, you paid $111,000, $111,480. Remember that number. I'm actually gonna pull up my phone here, and I'm gonna write this down myself. I have a pen, and I just, I want to make sure we're not gonna confuse everybody with these numbers. Okay, I'm gonna make sure we got these numbers. The car was $97,000. Okay, it's gonna cost you $111K. All right, so we got that now. So here we go. $111,000 what this car just cost you. If you were to take your $15,000 and put it into an APY account, which you can get anywhere for 5% or 4.65 like I have, and invest that for 5 years, and we're going to take your $1,608 car payment, we're going to add that, you're going to have $127,000 at the end of the term. Okay? Not only do you get to keep your $96,000 in payments, you get to keep your $15,000 you would have paid in interest, and you get an extra $15,800 in free money. So you're at $127,300. Here is what you would have gave the bank. Take that away, $127,300. You profited $15,820 more than you would have had you bought the car. Okay? Not to mention your car is going to depreciate, so you're going to lose 20 grand there. So at the end of the day, it's costing about 130,000. We're not going to open up that can of worms. Let's go ahead and punch in 127,300. Okay? Buy the car cash for $97,000. You have $30,000 for free left over after buying your car for cash. And if I didn't mention, these numbers are guaranteed 100% on 5-year APY. Guaranteed. Facts. You will get this money at that percentage, 110%. So now you got $30,000 left over. Well, guess what? Let's invest that $30,000, don't we? Let's go ahead and do that. That $30,000, we're going to invest that. We're just going to chuck out $200. All right? For 5 years. By the time you decide to sell this piece of shit, you have $51,000 and $9,000 more free dollars. Okay? So now at this point in time, your car's almost free. and it's a guarantee. All right. Let's say you decide to drive this car for 8 years. All right. And you just throw a couple $100 away. 66 grand. All right. But let's just go back to 5 years, you know, and fuck it. Let's go 4 years just so we can tell you guys, look, $46,000. All right. So you have $46,000. Your car is only worth, let's say, $97,000 at 5, 6, 7 years. It's worth about 40. You sell your car for $40,000. You're back to $86,000 again. You're not losing any money at all. You are driving your car for free. But here's the kicker. But here is the big kicker. What if I told you you can do better than that? What if I told you that you could do significantly better than that? What if I told you that this is just the beginning of everything? What if I told you you could pocket $100K and get the car for free in 5 years? Any takers? Well, anybody can come in here and shit on this parade, but the reality is, guess who's doing it right now? Me. Did I tell you that I bought stocks today and I made $842 in an hour? Free money. Let me explain to you how you could do this for free. Let's keep this number. That's what it's going to cost you to buy a $97,000 car, right? Right there. $97,000 costs you $111. All right. Let's do this. Investment calculator. If you look at certain stocks, for example, Tesla, here's my brokerage account. If you look at Tesla right here, all right, over the 3 months, they're 36%, 1 year's 14%, 5 year 900%, 1 month 30. We're not going to talk about volatility because that's going to be a different scenario. But realistically, the S&P 500 mutual fund is about 15 to 18%. Most of your good stocks like Nvidia, AMD, Tesla are about 20% yield, and they pay dividends. For every share you hold, you can make $1 a year. So it's really crazy. You get dividends too. But let's say you throw $15,000, which is your down payment for your car, into Tesla for 5 years, just like your APY calculator from before. You got a return rate of 20% annually, and you're going to put your $1,600 car payment monthly into this account. It calculates exponential growth, monthly, compound, does all the work for you, calculate. At the end of 5 years, you got $193,000, all right? $193,000. Let's take this $193,000 and let's divide or take away your $97,000 Hellcat. You got $96,000, all right? But while you're driving your car, let's go put your $96,000 back into the stock for just 2 years. Just 2 years. And we're going to put no money down. Nothing. We're not going to put nothing. We're just going to take the $96,000. We're going to buy your car for free. You own that car. We're going to put your $96,000 back into the stocks, okay? Calculate that. Oh, you know what? We're just going to put $1 a month. $1 a month. Forget it. $138,000 in 2 years. All right, bust out the calculator. $138,000. Let's pay yourself back the $15,000 you originally put in from whatever account that came from. You're still left with $123,000. And guess what? Everything's for free. Oh, you forgot, but you paid $1,600 a month for 5 years. Okay, got you. That's fine. Let's leave your $96,000 a month in there for 4 years, all right? We calculate that. You have $199,000. Let's bust out the calculator. $199,000. Take away $15,000 for your down payment. Let's take away 60 months at $1,608. You're, oops. Wait. How is that possible? Hold on. $199,000. My calculator's bugging out. It's really bugging out. Take away $15,000, $184,000, okay? You're at $184,000. Take away $1,608. Well, hold on. That's because it won't compound. $1,608 times 60 months is $96,000. $184,000. Take away $96,000. Okay, so in 9 years, you got almost $100,000. It costs you nothing, and you're driving your car for free. it makes no sense whatsoever to put money into a new car while the bank owns you. Instead, put your money out there for the bank to owe you. You own them. You own them, and you drive for free. And we're not going to get into all those technicalities and stuff like that, but the more money you have, the more money you make. All right, I'm going to read comments in a minute. And if you really want to expedite it and you make good money, you can go even faster. This is not an end-all be-all, but let me promise you that if the stock market and the APY interest calculators were failures, rich people wouldn't be rich. The reason why you guys aren't rich and the average person's not rich is because this isn't explained to you in school, and it's just something that you look at as being impossible. But why is it impossible? Drive an average car for 5 years. Just drive a $20,000 car for 5 years and make a car payment even if you own it. The key here is to own a $15,000 or $20,000 car, own it, and make a car payment to your investment. It's very simple. And I've showed you how to do that. You start out right here with a 5-year investment, $15,000 down. Let's say you want a cheaper car payment. Let's say you want a $60,000 car. That's about a $750 to $800 a month payment. Do that for 5 years. You got $115,000 worth of money, okay? $115,000, pay your $15,000 down payment back. You got $100,000 to buy whatever you want cash, okay? The problem is if you were to buy a $70,000 car, it's only $20,000 less than this car. So essentially it's going to cost you $91,000 instead of $70,000. At the end of the day, it's going to be about 30% cheaper to buy it on your own, and you own it. And on top of that, you're left with cash. The shit that I'm showing you right here, $115,000, you're going to buy your car of $70,000 or whatever, and you're going to have $40,000 cash on hand. You know, that's pretty easy to understand. Like, even if you bought an $80,000 car, you got $35,000. So watch this. $35,000 for 10 years, $150 a month since you have no car payment. You could pay more, but let's just go 5 years with the $35,000 left over. You now got $100,000. So you save for 5 years, buy your dream car, and while you're driving your dream car, the money you made from your original investment 5 years later, you have $100,000 more dollars. Like, you're driving your car for free and you're making money to do it. And it may seem a little bit unlikely, but it's not. There's nothing about any of this that is unlikely, impossible. There's only 3 things you need: a job, your car payment that you're already making, get rid of it and put it in the investment, and accept the fact that for the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to live average, and then everything's for free. Why spend 5 years paying the bank $100,000 and then you're in debt and your car's worth $20,000 less than you paid for it, when you could spend 5 years getting the bank to pay you, and then when you get your dream car, you're making money off the original investment while driving your car for free. So what happens if you put a car payment of $500 into your leftover investment of 5 years while you're driving your car for free? You got $135,000. So that's where we're at. Let's say, you go 10 years, you're 20 years old. You're going to be 35 when it's all said and done. You got $500,000 almost. If you do this when you're 20, by the time you're 35, you got $500,000 and you're driving your dream car for free. However, I don't advise doing this with a car, and I'll tell you why. I will read comments, believe me. I highly recommend doing this with a house. Okay, let's start off at scratch. Let's say you're 18 years old. You get a $15,000 loan from your parents, and you put $1,000, or let's just say you put $1,500 a month away because you're a student living with your parents at 18. All right, hear me out. And you're gonna do this for 5 years. Okay, you're 18 years old. By age 23, you have $183,000. Okay. If you can afford to put more, it just accelerates this. But let's just say you're about $183,000 at age 23. Let's go a little bit more. Let's go 7. We want to go to age 25. $306,000. Here's what you do. You take $200,000 out. You buy a house. You reinvest the $106,000, okay? $106,000 at age 25. And we do this for 5 years. And you go ahead, while you're making better money now, you go ahead and put $1,500 a month away. Now, remember, when you buy your house cash, you can lean on the value of your house. You can do this. It's going to cost you 9%. But what the hell's 9% when you're making 20% return rate on your stock? So we're going to do $106,000. You bought your house for $200 because you had $306,000. You got $106,000 left over. We're going to do this and we're going to add $100 or $1,500 a month to it because you own your house. At the end of your first year, you have $146,000, okay? No more money. You're going to do $146,000 and you're going to borrow $100,000 against your house. Okay, $100,000. Now remember, your house is not worth $200,000 anymore. It's been a year. It's probably worth $210,000. We'll get to that. You now have $246,000. You're now 26 years old and you have $250,000 on cash. We're going to put $246,000 into this account and we're going to do it 2 years. You're now going to be 27 when it's all said and done. We're not going to add anything to it. You now have $354,000 by age 27. But you don't have any mortgage, so you could probably pay $1,000 a month towards it, right? Now you have $382,000 at age 27. But guess what? You've had your house for 3 years. The market value on that says your house is probably worth $350,000. Or excuse me, $250,000 because you paid $200,000. So now your house is worth about $250,000. Okay? And you have $382,000. You're going to pay back your loan, $382,000, and you're going to pay back your loan of $100,000 plus interest. And then your interest is probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 20 grand. So you got $250,000 on cash and you own your home and it's worth $250,000. So really you're a $500,000 net worth. And this is the safe way to do it, not the most volatile way, which would have made you $1 million by now. We'll talk about that in another video. But you got $262,000, okay? You're going to reinvest this $262,000 at age 27. And you're going to do this for 3 years. And you're going to add $1,000 a month from your normal job. And you're living pretty decently. You're living like the average person, but you own your home. By the time you turn 30, you have $500,000 in equity, and now your home is worth $300,000. You're now going to borrow $200,000 out of your house, okay, at age 30. And you're going to add that to this, which is $700,000. And you're going to invest this for 3 years. You now have $1.2 million, okay? And you're going to take away the $200,000 you borrowed for the house plus the 40 or 40 something thousand in interest. So let's just say it's $257,000 in interest and to pay it back. You got $1 million at age 32. Okay? You're going to take that $1 million and you're going to put that into an APY calculator or stocks. APY won't be as high. So you're going to put this into a mutual fund. Let's say you put this into a mutual fund. That's like S&P 500. That's guaranteed 14%. All right? But you're not going to do $1 million. You're going to do $900,000. Because at age 32, you want $100,000 cash to live on for 2 years. So now you're living on a $15,000 a month income. Okay? And you put $900,000 away. And you're going to throw $100 a month into it for 3 years. You got $1.3 million at age 35. Your house is now 10 years old and it's now paid off, still paid off. And your house is worth, it was 250 to 275 at age 30. Now you're 35. So your house is probably worth about 400 to 450. You sell your house, okay? and you have 1 million plus you got about a $500,000. This is hypothetics, but we're pretty close to the market here. You got $1.8 million, okay? You're 35 years old. You got damn near 200 million net worth. And what did you start with? A $3,000 a month job, and you put $1,500 away. Can all these prices deviate? Yeah, they can deviate a bit. But this is the industry standard pricing, 14 to 20% on stocks and bonds. And your house is going to go up 30% in 10 years. So is what I'm saying to you concrete to the penny? No. Is it 70 to 80% accurate money-wise? Yeah. So let's times 30%. So you're not worth $2 million. You're just worth $1.6 million. Go figure. But in any case, you got $1.8 million because you sold your house, okay? So now you're shopping around for a house at age 35 and you find a nice $800,000-$900,000 house. You still got $1 million. So you give yourself at age 35, you give yourself $100,000 to live off of for 2 years. What's $100,000 divided by 24 months? You're living off $4,000. No, let's just go $8,000 a month. Let's go $100,000 for the year. You're $8,000 a month, okay, for the year. So you got $1.8 million. You're going to put $900,000 and you're going to put, just $200 a month away here. And you're going to do this one for 5 years till you're 40. Okay, we're going to do this in a mutual fund, 14% compound. You got 1.7. Okay, you're 40 years old. You're working your average job. Still an average job. Who cares? You got 1.7 in net worth. Your $900,000 house is 5 years old. It's worth 1.2. Okay, we're being honest here. 1.2 million plus your $1,749,000. You're 40 years old and you sell your house and you're worth $3 million. You go buy a $1.5 million home. Okay? At age 40. You got $1.5 million. You invest this $1.5 million. So 500. Why is the zeros not adding up? There we go. You invest this $1.5 million at age 40 and you do this for 5 years and you put no money in. You got 2.8 million at age 45. Okay? Do it for 10 years. By the time you get to 50, you're worth $6 million plus your house is now worth $2 million. So you never have to work again. And the core principle here is if you just start out in the beginning, it only takes about 5 to 10 years to make $1 million. And it takes about 5 more years to turn that into 2 million. So if you do it aggressively, more aggressive than I even said here, whatever age you are right now, you could probably have $1 million in cash flow in about 5 years. If you're making good money right now, let's say you're making good money. Instead of paying a down payment on a car, let's say you're 40 years old right now. And you put $25,000 in. You want to do it for 4 years. You want to do $2,500 a month because you got the money to do it right now. You got good money, but you're not rich. Let's say right now you're making $120,000 a year, but you're not rich and you can't save anything because you have too many bills. Get rid of your car. Put $25,000 in. Put $2,500 a month. Put your car payment and then some into this, okay? Let's see what your net worth will be when you're 44. $250,000. All right. Let's see what your net worth would be by 46. $500,000 almost. Okay? It can be done. If you've got an RRSP, cash it out. That's what you got a Roth IRA, cash it out and get the penalties. $50,000, $2,500 a month, 5 years. Oops. $400,000 in 5 years. Okay? You go 6 years, 500,000 damn near. And it'll compound faster. Stock sometimes does even better. For example, Tesla is doing 39%. What's 39%? over 5 years. $635,000. Okay? But let's just be realistic. Let's go back to like 25% or something. 425. Okay? So you're 45, you invest your 425,000 and you want to do 3 more years. And now you only want to put 1,000 a month in. Let's see what you'd have at age 48. Almost $1 million. Can you make $1 million? Is it too late at age 40? No, not at all. Another example. Right now we got Dogecoin coming up. Dogecoin is 0.062 per coin. Okay? Buy $10,000 in Dogecoin. You get 161,000 coins. If Dogecoin goes up to $3, you're $500,000. If you lose $10,000, you're getting it all back here in your investment. But you're risking 10,000 of your $1 million here over 8 years. You're risking 10,000 to make $1 million in coins. And we know Dogecoin's going to go to $1 in the next year or two. We know that almost for sure. So it's safe to say $16,000 would be 160 grand in a year or two, no matter what. Probably about $500,000 in 3 years. And what do you got to lose? 10 grand, 15 grand? It's all going to come out of this $880,000. Think of it like this. If you got a car payment right now that's like $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month, get rid of it. Get a hoopty. Put that and a $20,000 down payment into an investment bond. If you play your cards right, you can have $1 million by age 48. If you're 40. If you're 30, by age 38. Takes about 8 years. And the reason I say that is because you're starting with a $25,000 deposit at, say, $2,000 a month, 25% for 5 years, $294. Reinvest that $294 for 3 years. And, add another $1,000 a month, whatever. $624. You see how that goes? So in under 10 years, you're a millionaire. Is it an end-all be-all? Is this a scam? No, it's factual. And I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Look at the Tesla plan, okay? Tesla stocks are 121. December 29th, 2022. Remember that. And you bought, I don't know, $25,000 worth of stock. Now they're worth $269. Oh, hold on. $25,000 divided by, why do I keep hitting the backspace? Divided by 132 gives you 189 stocks. Now they're worth 269, 270. You doubled your money in a year. In a year, you doubled your money. You doubled your money in 1 year. You understand that? 25 grand in a year for free. Now, Tesla is set to go to $1,000 by 2027. So you got 189 stocks and you times that by 1,000. Your $25,000 one-time investment in 3 years went to $189,000. That doesn't include your compounding residual right here. Because Tesla's been doing like 60%. So let's be real here. Put 1,000 a month in, 25,000 up front, 3 years, return rate 60. Every 3 years, you're returning almost $250,000 on $1,000 a month. It's not rocket science. It's really not rocket science. If you just get rid of $1,500 a month in debt now, in 5 years, you will have between $500,000 and $750,000. That's it. Take $20,000 and your monthly car payment now, and in 5 years, you're driving your dream car for free, and you're sitting on hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. If you're starting at 18, I recommend doing this with a house instead. You can also, got another video for you guys, but you can also rent your house out and buy another house and do it over and over again. And over 30 years, every time you buy a house on your credit, you rent it out. So let's say a $250,000 house is $1,000 a month mortgage plus tax, $1,400. You rent it out for $1,600. You profit $200 a month. 12 months, every year you're profiting $2,400. If you've got 7 homes, let's just say, keep it even. Let's say you have 5 homes. Times that by 5, you're making $12,000 a year profit while your tenants pay off your house. And in 30 years, you own 5 homes. Those $250,000 homes are going to probably be worth about $800,000, $600,000. Let's say 5 homes at $600,000. You're now worth $3 million in 30 years. If you start at age 20, by the time you're in your 50s, you're worth $3 million and you never really had a bill your entire life. You can do this any way you want. The calculator I just gave you means if you start at age 20, by age 35, you're worth $1.5 million. And if you're doing it with 5 homes on top of that, you're now worth $4.5 million. Once you buy your first home, rent it out for $200 more than your taxes and your mortgage. Do it again, do it again. After you've got 3 homes, invest your $2,400 a year that you're making off each home into this, which would actually account to around $1,000 a month. So if you buy, let's say you have 10 $250,000 homes, you're making about $200 a month on each home. 10 times $200 a month, $2,000 a month, right? Right. Okay. So you're getting paid $2,000 a month. You own 10 homes. I know it sounds pretty hard, but it's not. You buy a home and rent it out the next month. You could do about 4 or 5 homes a year. In 2 years, you own 10 homes. It's costing you nothing. So $2,000 a month. You got this, $2,000 a month. 25 grand in 5 years. The regular stock market at 20%. $2,000 a month. We're going to do this for, I don't know, 10 years. Fuck it. They're paying you the $2,000. So now your job that you're working at pays your 11th home. You're paying your 11th home mortgage. You're paying for your car. You're paying for your bills. The 10 homes that you own is pay, or 5 homes if you're charging more rent, is paying your $2,000 a month interest, or your investment, excuse me. So in 10 years, you're living a normal life for 10 years. If you're 30 or 40, if you're 20 or 30, whatever, 10 years. Your investment is costing you nothing because the homes that you own are going back into your investment. You got $1 million in 10 years. Got $1 million. Let's say we go 12 years because you're only 30 and you want it, 45. You're worth $2.2 million in 15 years. They're paying your homes off, okay? Let's say at 15 years, you kick everybody out. Let's say you kick them all out. 10 homes, you paid them half off. You probably owe about 130 grand on them because you bought them all for a quarter. So let's just say 10 times, I don't know, $130,000. You owe 1.3 million. That's okay, because your 10 homes are now worth about 900 grand after 15 years, or 800 grand or whatever. Let's say 750 grand to be really safe, because this market's definitely way better than that. You got 7.5 million you pay off. 7.5 million. What did we say we owed? 10 times 700, or hold on. 10 times $125,000. 1.2 million. Okay. 10 times 750,000. 7.5 take away. Let's just say 1.5 will be flexible. You got, wait a minute. I didn't, oh my God. Oh, that's so stupid. Let's take away $1,500,000. I put a decimal there and I shouldn't have. You're still left with $6 million. So if you were to buy 5 houses, 6 houses, and as long as you can show a bank that you're renting it out on a 1 to 3 year loan or rental, you can buy another house. So if you're 30 years old, by age 32, you own 5, 6 homes and you got a $2,000 a month income, because like I said, if your mortgage is $1,000 and your taxes are, I don't know, $800 a month, charge them $2,000 a month. You're making $200, $300 a month extra. If you've got 5, 6 homes, that's your $2,000 a month. You're putting that into a 15-year account. And with that $2 million, then you sell your homes. You got $5 million at age 45. You start at 40, you're age 55. You start at 20, you're age 35. It's very simple. All right, guys? It's very simple to understand. You cannot play now. You have to play later. That's the way it works. You have to play later, not right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really appreciate if you guys haven't checked out my acrylics game stream. We're going live over on acrylics right now on Twitch. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who stopped in. Make sure to share this video and like, because it really helps the algorithm. And be sure to come check me out over on YouTube and Twitch for my game channel, Acrylics, the one and only. And get your new Driveway Demons merchandise. It really supports the channel. It's over at acrylics.com. Let me show you. Why is it not working? Okay, my site. Oh, there we go. You go here, shop. Go to the Driveway Demons collection. And this supports Driveway Demons so big. It's so much support. So definitely check out my channel, Acrylics, and also go to the Driveway Demons collection at acrylics.com with a 1/Driveway Demons and get your merchandise. It really supports the channel. Thank you so much, Para Ranger 69. Thank you so much. Share this video, like, comment. It helps the algorithm. Go to acrylics.com with a 1/Driveway Demons. Get your merchandise to support the channel. You can become a member on this channel at any time to support the channel. You can also come over to Acrylics, the one and only, and support me on Twitch for my live game streams. And if you guys want to hang out with me tonight, I'm going to be over on Twitch in 5 minutes. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm hoping this helped you guys with, your financial endeavors. Remember, save now. And in 5 to 10 years, your whole life is ahead of you to do whatever you want. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace and love for you. You guys are the best. All the blessings to you guys. And I'll see you in 5 minutes over on the gaming channel. Big Reg is in here. He'll show you how to get to my Twitch channel. Hope to see you over there, guys. 5 minutes. Let's go.